Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing today on this Monday? So far my Monday's going good. I woke up, I ate my breakfast and watched some TV and read my devotionals and everything like that. So today's been a good day, been a good Monday so far. It's only 2:07. Okay, it's only 2:07. But so far it's been good. The sun is shining. Get some fresh air, but I'm tired of wearing these masks. Lord Jesus. I'm so tired of wearing these masks, y'all. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. But you know what? I have to do my part and help slow down this stupid pandemic because I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I'm done. I get my vaccine this week, my second dose. So I'm excited about that. Get that over with. I'm just ready to be done with this COVID situation. I'm over it. I am over it. But I'm not going to be ignorant, okay? But sun is shining. Good day. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Yesterday, um, I don't know. I was tired, so I took like a little quick nap before Good Girls, and let me tell you something. 5 minutes in watching Good Girls, I was like, I just don't feel like watching it tonight. I just didn't feel like watching it. Nothing was wrong with it. I just didn't feel like watching it because it was like 10. I'm like, I just don't feel like watching it. So I watched it this morning and I end up watching something else. Um, but I watched it this morning and it was a good episode, very good episode. Um, we gonna get to the person who I had a hard time remembering what his name was. But yes. So this is season 4, episode 8 of Good Girls. All right, Broken Toys. So we see basically this episode was heavy, like really heavy based on Rio, which I like because we still don't really know much about him. He's still a mystery. So this episode gave us a glimpse of who he is and how he started out and how he got to be to what he is today. So I really like that. I want them to do more, go back into Rio's backstory because I really want to know what goes on in that brain of his. Um, so we see a flashback of little Rio. All right, he has to be like about 7 or 8 years old, and he's drawn himself as a boxer, which is funny because Manny Montana, the actor that plays Rio, he does some boxing on the side, not like professional boxing, but he does box here and there. So that's nice that they had that in the episode, him drawing himself as a boxer. So he needs help, drawing eyes. And I'm like, just do like little slants. I used to do that when I was a kid. If I didn't know how to draw eyes, I just do like doop, boop. There you go. But his brother cousin. Now, I'm sick of this. I am sick of this. I am sick of it. I am sick of it. We already got in the first episode and they just kept throwing it. Brother cousin, brother cousin, brother cousin, brother cousin. Which is it? Which is it? Brother, cousin, other. Which one is it? Like, I was so annoyed by them kept calling each other brother cousins. Y'all either brothers or your cousins. Which one? Okay. So, his grandma, she's baking some cookies and the cookies they trash. So she was like, okay, it must be some bad eggs. So what happened is that they take 2 eggs and she tells them if they float, they're good. If they sink, they're bad. So one egg sink, the other one floated. And she said one egg can ruin a bunch. One bad egg can ruin the bunch. So we get back into present day. And he's telling Beth, to do something. He's not really telling her what to do. He was like, you need to do this. We need this. But what do you need us to do? Okay. And so she is scared that the FBI might find out because they're still trying to, track Rio. And so, basically, she doesn't want to go to jail. And Rio was like, I don't care. Okay. So they're back at the card store where they print money. And Beth tells them, we have to do this. We don't know why, but we have to do this. And they don't know who they're working for anymore. They don't know. It's up in the air. They don't know why they're printing money for. They don't know why, but they supposed to keep it a secret from the Secret Service. Okay, so we get to the FBI agents. They need to figure out where the money's going. They need to hurry up because look here, DC is DC is like, y'all better hurry up and find something or else we're going to pull the plug on this mission. And so they're trying to, you know, think about what's happening. They're trying to understand. And so we do this back-to-back scene. The ladies basically are saying they're back at square one. And, you know, Beth tells them we need to do this or else something's going to happen to the kids. Because Rio, you know, was hinting at something he might do something to the kids, all of their kids. And so we get back to FBI agent and they're like, you know, she needs to start using her brain. And that is 100% sure. She needs to start using her brain and not the kitty cat. Like, just saying. Just saying, okay? Because look here, Manny Montana. That's a good looking man. Manny Montana is a good looking man. He's a good looking man. He's married. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so let me stop. Okay, so we get to Dean. Dean is hanging out with his biker friends. Now, y'all, I was thinking about this since last night. This quote-unquote leader, when I saw that face and I heard that voice, I'm like, this dude looks so familiar. What is his name? I said, oh my gosh, what is this dude's name? What is his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, his name starts with a B. I'm like, his name starts with a B. I know it. His name starts with a B. And then I'm like, his last name starts with an M too. So I'm like, okay, B-M. What is his name? And I'm like, is his name Brandon Miller? So I'm like, it has to be Brendan Miller. I'm like, his name has to be Brendan Miller. I Google it. I'm like, nope, it's not Brendan Miller. So what I did was that I Googled a show that I loved back in the day. And TNT needs to bring this show back. Franklin and Bash, that was a good show. TNT, if y'all watching TNT, y'all need to bring back Franklin and Bash. Because that was a good show. Okay? But I Googled it. And I'm like, that was his name. Breckin Meyer. That was his name. Breckin Myers. That was his name. I'm like, oh my gosh. I knew his name started with a B. I knew his last name started with an L. I'm like, bro, that is his name. Breckin Myers. He was everywhere in the 90s, in the early 2000s. He was in Clueless. That was the first time I ever saw him. He was in Clueless. He played Brittany Murphy's love interest. He was in Franklin and Bash, like I said, with Mark Paul Gosselaar. He played in a lot of stuff, like I said, in the 90s, in the early 2000s. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that is your name, Breckin Myers. I knew he looked familiar. I knew he looked familiar. So he's on the show, like, as a guest star. And he's a part of the bike club that Dean has been riding out, you know, at nights with. And so, also, Beth increases radius so he can travel farther with the bike group. So they ask him about how was, you know, jail. And he's like BSing them, you know, making up stories and everything like that. So all of a sudden they're like, how do you feel about men's skincare? And, you know, Dean gave an answer and everything like that. And so basically they're a scheme. They're a investment group. They're doing some shady stuff. Okay, that biker gang. And, you know, they're trying to wrangle Dean into it. So, alright. Okay. So Stan, we get to the strip club. And Stan is giving like this pep talk to the dancers, you know. Like, Gene doesn't care about y'all. He care about this building way more than he care about y'all. He not providing y'all health care. He not providing y'all insurance. He's not providing y'all dental care, anything like that. Daycare service. He's not doing any of that, okay? He's not helping you. And so he tries to get the ladies on board. But then he brings it to Ruby. And he was like, he told her about the plane and she was like, so a strip club without taking off your clothes. So that means the customers won't come. And so Ruby was like, that sounds stupid because he could just take the money and go somewhere else and leave the dancers. And Stan was like, yeah, we could do like a protest or whatever. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. Okay. So, we get to Beth. Beth is at home in the hot tub that is still in the living room. I don't understand why that hot tub is still in the living room. Did they give an answer as to why that hot tub is still in the living room? Because what if it just starts leaking and a flood happens? Then y'all whole living room is going to be messed up. Like, why is that hot tub still in the basement? still in the living room. Put it outside where it belongs, okay? I'm so confused on why. So she's in the living room and she kind of like zones out. And the kids, they're having an argument over a toy. And so the second oldest one, he's like, okay, you can have this, actually, you can have this toy. His leg bends, but it's actually broken. And he was like, well, she's not going to notice, so it's whatever. So that clicks in Beth's head, like, okay. So she brings Annie and Ruby, and she tells them, all right, let's do this. How about we give the broken toy to the secret services, to the FBI, because that can keep them occupied while the real toy is doing whatever. Okay, so basically what that boils down to is that they're going to frame somebody else for what's going on, okay, with the counterfeit and everything like that. Okay, so we get another Rio flashback. So we're going to do these back and forth scenes with Rio and I'm calling him his brother. I'm not doing his brother cousin stuff. Okay, I'm gonna say that's his brother. Okay, so we get this back and forth scene with Rio and his brother. We see Rio boxing, training and stuff like that. 1 2 1 2 bang bang. 1 2 piece boom boom, doing all that. Then we see his brother on a golf course, and he's the caddy for a golfer. And the golfer, I don't know golf terms, so I'm sorry if I'm messing it up. The golfer misses the hole, and so the brother, see, we ain't gonna do that. The brother decides, to mess up his shot where it's closer to the hole to make the golfer look good. So then we go back to Rio, and he's finishing up boxing, and there's a call from his cousin. Gets to the phone. He goes to the golf course because I guess him and his brother are caddies. They're working at this country club, and his brother gets a nice tip from the golfer for thanking him for making him look good. And so he tells Rio that this is where your head needs to be at, making that money. Okay, so we go back to present day, and we see Beth washing clothes. She puts clothes in a washer, all right? Then she gets to the dryer. She takes out a blanket. And then she starts taking out the money because she's washing the money to make it look real. And then she puts a towel on top of it. Goes to the kitchen. There's a knock at her door. It's his brother. I'm like, first of all, how do you know where she lives at? She just met you. How do you know how do you know where she live at? Red flag right there, Beth. So he gives her back her cardigan that she left at his house, at Abuela's house. So she invites him in, and he asks her, what are you doing working with, my brother? And he was like, you don't look nothing like his colleagues. You don't look nothing like his friends. So what are you doing hanging out with him? And he tells her that he needs to stay away from her. And she asked him, are you his brother or his cousin? He said family. No, that wasn't another option. I said brother or cousin. There wasn't a third option. I didn't ask you for your brother, cousin, or family. I asked you, is that your brother or your cousin? You just wrote in an answer. No, which one is which? I hate when people do that. Answer the freaking question. Don't try to fill in your own answer. Let's not do that, okay? So he leaves, okay? And so she takes the money and she puts it in a bag. So they go to the strip club, and basically they try to use the money, the fake money, to try to pay off Stan's debt. But he's like, nah, I don't work with girls. I don't work with women, but he called them the B word. So they come up with the idea, and this was Annie's idea. Basically, she says, you know what? The simplest way is the right way. So what they did is that they go to a bachelorette party. They fake a bachelorette party. And they use the fake money as the real money. Okay, throwing tips, throwing money, and everything like that. So they're using the fake cash. And the FBI agents, they catch them in the strip club. And they question, why are the ladies doing this? And they're going back to their old tactic, where at what they used to do at the supermarket, fake cash goes in, real cash comes out. That's what they're doing at the strip club. They're using a fake cash for tips and they're, giving tips to the ladies, but they're getting real money and change because Beth, I guess, handed her like a 20 or something like that, the fake money. And she asked, "Can I get change?" The girl handed her the real money. So that's what they're doing. Fake cash goes in, real cash comes out. Okay? And so, okay. We get another Rio flashback. He is in the locker room at the country club and he takes money from a golfer's wallet. His brother catches him and he blows it off. Okay? So, present day, okay, Beth is at this garden center, for at-risk youth, and his brother, Rio's brother, is a councilman, and she's there because he gave her a flyer, and I guess he's hosting this like gardening thing, and she comes along, okay, and we come to find out that he is a city councilman, okay, so he's into politics, all right, so the FBI agents, they arrest Gene and they start questioning him. And they're like, "Look here, your business is loaded with fake money." I thought in this moment, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they are about to turn, he's about to turn on Stan. He's about to turn on Stan. This is going to go down. That he is about to frame Stan." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no, 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 please don't do this, don't do this." But he ends up cracking and he just starts telling his whole life story. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So then the FBI agent, he pulls out a mugshot of Rio. He's like, "Do you know this guy?" Gene was like, "Who is this guy?" So I'm like, "Oh my gosh. No." So the FBI agent, she comes to the card place and she tells Beth that he doesn't know who Rio is. And so basically she hands her a slip saying that they're about to, they're about to arrest y'all tomorrow. And Beth was like, "It's still not over." And she was like, "Well, look here, my boss is ready to go. He's over this. So you need to pick a side." Okay. So the drop off happens. Rio's at the drop off location. And he asks her, which one's more fun, me or the Secret Service? And she was like, "What do you think?" So in that moment, we hear sirens in the background. And I'm like, "Oh, snap. He is getting arrested." Cut back to the FBI agents. They're happy about it. Cut back to Rio. He's getting arrested. And he is pissed at Beth. You can see it in his face. He is pissed. So he's arrested, okay? So we get another flashback. And he's heading into work. And his brother is talking to two cops. And he looks at Rio, his brother, and he says, "That's him." So Rio starts running and the cops go after him. So I'm like, "Oh, dang, you snitched on him, bro. Dang." So Beth comes home and Dean is with his biker crew and he goes upstairs and she tells him that he's arrested. He's arrested. It's over. It's done with. Rio's arrested. Y'all, the ending scenes of this episode was good. So we're at the police station. FBI agents, they're happy. They feeling themselves. We got him. We got Rio. Okay, rock, paper, scissors, whichever one, gets to interrogate him. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Bam, I won. So they about to get ready to interrogate him, right? They feeling themselves. They like, he about to get arrested. We Gucci. They about to go into the interrogation room. The local PD is like, "You can't come in here, off authority, you can't go in here." So they bust in there and there's two lawyers, what it looks like to be. Two lawyers in the interrogation room. They look back at the PD, they like, "Where's Rio?" He was able to walk, DA didn't find anything on him. And they are shocked. They're like, "What is going on?" Y'all, Rio walks out feeling like he the man. He walk out, gets in the car. It's his brother. I said, "Oh." His brother bailed him out. I'm like, he's a city councilman. His brother, he bailed him out. His brother bailed him out. His brother let him walk, okay? And Rio said to him, "What are we going to do with her. Brother's like, what you want to do with her, you know? And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? So we cut to Stan and Ruby. Stan was like, you know what, Gene, he got busted with mail fraud, wire fraud, and you know, everything under the sun. He's gonna be in jail. We are. He is out of our hands. So they're happy about that. Okay. So Dean is about to get ready to leave for his investment group. He's meeting with corporate. Okay. So Beth is about to go to bed. She looks in the mirror and she sees that Rio is behind her. I said, how is this dude getting in her house? How? Girl, I mean, it's the suburbs. You know, some white people in the suburbs, they don't be locking their doors. But, like, I don't understand how this dude be getting in her house. I don't understand it. Does he be climbing something to get in her house, or he's a criminal? They know how to pick locks and stuff. I don't understand how he be getting in her house. So Rio pops up out of nowhere, and she's like pleading with him, like, please don't hurt my kids, please don't hurt my kids. And he was like, I ain't gonna hurt your kids. She thought he was arrested. Y'all, we get another flashback. So it's a welcome home cake. Rio just got back from doing 6 months in jail, and he got his tattoo, got his little neck tattoo. His brother walks in. His brother got a promotion at the country club, and he's pissed at his brother. He had to do 6 months. He's pissed, okay? Yo, his brother starts, his brother starts pulling out money. This is for stealing golf clubs. This is for something else. This is for something else. This is for something else. He just kept pulling out bands after bands after bands. And he tells him that, no, he didn't tell him. I automatically calculated, this dude is stealing from the country club. And in that scene, we now know, well, they didn't really say it, but they kind of implied it. But I'm coming to the conclusion that Rio's boss is his brother. His brother got him into what he's doing now. That is what I have added up in my brain. That is what I've came up with. That is my total. That is my calculations. His brother is his boss. So the councilman is shady. So pretty sure, most likely, if you're the councilman and you're doing some shady stuff, then you're stealing. You're doing some shady stuff. Okay, so we've come to the conclusion, but I've come to the conclusion. I don't know if the writers thought about this, but I've come to the conclusion that Rio's boss is his brother. His brother is the mastermind behind this whole counterfeit thing. There we go. That is my answer. If y'all disagree, y'all come up with y'all own answers, because I think that his brother is behind this whole thing. So that was the episode, Good Girls. It was a good toward the last ending, y'all. Like I said, his brother's shiesty. His brother probably stealing from the government right now. So y'all, that was a good episode of Good Girls. I hope y'all enjoyed it like I did. Y'all, oh yeah, the spring season finale. I'm like, the spring season finale? What? Okay. Sure, whatever, spring finale. Okay, spring finale's gonna come on next week, y'all. So, oof, that was a good episode. Really good episode. So, I will see y'all Wednesday for the season finale of Maya's MC. And then I will see y'all Thursday for season 4 premiere of Siesta Key. This week, it's gonna be the action pack, okay? I will see you guys Wednesday. Peace, love. Love you guys.